Let's do some tech news. Longtime Bungie CEO Pete Parsons steps down, sorry. After more than 2 decades at Destiny Maker. Uh-oh. Oopsies. He's out. Tech Moves covers notable hires, promotion, personal... Okay. Pete Parsons, the gaming industry veteran, who has led Destiny maker Bungie for the past decade, announced Thursday he's stepping down as CEO. In a statement posted on Bungie's website, Parsons called his time at the Bellevue Wash based studio the honor of a lifetime. I'm deeply proud of the worlds we've built together and the millions of players who call them home, and most of all, I am privileged by the opportunity to work alongside the incredible minds at Bungie, he said. Justin Truman, a longtime developer at Bungie, who was most recent Chief Development Officer, is stepping in as CEO. Uh-oh, is that gonna be okay? Who knows? We'll see. Parsons joined Bungie in 2002 and helped lead the studio through multiple Halo releases as CEO. He oversaw milestones including the launch of Destiny 2 in 2017 and Bungie's $3.6 billion acquisition to Sony in 2022. Bungie has faced challenges more recently, including significant layoffs last year and delaying the upcoming Marathon game. The company employs around 670 people in the Seattle region. According to LinkedIn, before joining Bungie, Parsons was one of the original Xbox team members at Microsoft. He also co-founded Seattle area advertising such startup Meteor Solutions, which was acquired by Vario in 2012. Well, there you have it. Apparently he's out, and now who's this Truman guy? Justin Truman. Dice reflection change. Such sad news of the game industry. Bungie, Carnegie Mellon University. Who is... This Truman game to executive Bungie for over 15 years. Truman has held a key leadership roles including Chief Development Officer, General Manager for Destiny 2, Production Director, Design Director, and Engineering Lead across multiple Destiny projects. Development background, gameplay programmer, so he basically knows how to make... He basically knows how to bake the pie. Develop many core systems. Known for and Summer Truman is experienced game development executive who is now leading. He made a don't over-deliver speech. Oh, yikes. Truman is often cited by Destiny fans for his infamous advice to developers to beware of over-delivery. Oh, yeah, it's fucking stupid. Honestly, if your first impression, you want to over-deliver, in a sense. But, you know, especially if you're trying to sell a product and trying to hype up your product, you know. But I mean, when you over deliver though, you should be able to put into work, right? That your over delivery, you should be able to execute it, even if playing it up. It's just going to take a lot of time. Anyways, While large-scale layoffs and some troubled project management decisions at Bungie are primarily attributed to Truman's predecessor, Pete Parsons, Truman inherits the repercussions of these controversial actions as he steps in as CEO. There has been no credible reporting that Truman personally led or ordered the layoffs, but he was part of the executive team during the tumultuous period. No known personal scandals. Oh, looks like he's not in. It's just this. I mean, he's seen. I mean, this is his first time as a CEO, so also this fucking over delivery statement. Eesh. Yikes. Anyways, there you have it. Mr. Pete Parsons is out. Truman is in. Justin Truman. All right, what was the robotics startup field? AI backed by Gates and Bezos hits $2 billion valuation after latest funding. Field AI, a robotics startup backed by Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and others, raised $405 million in recent funding rounds as the California-based company aims to deploy its software brain in a variety of robots across diverse environments. The investment, which came in consecutive Series A to A1 rounds, values the 2-year-old startup at $2 billion, according to reports by Axios and CNBC on Wednesday. Gates Frontier, an investment arm of the Microsoft co-founder, previously backed Field AI. Bezos Expeditions, the investment office for the Amazon founder, joined the latest oversubscribed round, along with N Ventures, NVIDIA's venture capital arm, BHP Ventures, Canon Partners, Emerson Collective, Intel Capital, Colsa Ventures, Prism, Temasek, and others. Damn. So there's been a lot of people investing. Right, basically everyone. Field AI builds the intelligence that powers humanoid robots, and others embodiments include quadrupeds, wheeled robots, and passenger-scale vehicles. The company says its platform, called Field Foundation Models, differs from the conventional vision or language models retrofitted for robotics. FFMs are designed to grapple with uncertainty, risk, and the physical constraint of a real world and safely navigate work in dynamic, unstructured environments without prior maps, GPS, or predefined maps. Field AI attaches its system to third-party robot hardware, and they can work autonomously across industries including construction, energy, manufacturing, urban, delivery, and inspection. The acceleration of robotics is evident at companies like Amazon, where the tech giant has developed more than 1 million robots across its fulfillment network, with the goal of making warehouse work safer and more efficient. Right. Some other Boston Dynamics. Right. They're working on a lot of shit. Right. They're also working on like that hive mind AI so that it can help work. Help warehouse, right, places. Amazon has invested in Salem, or Based Agility Robotics, through its Industrial Innovation Fund, a $1 billion venture capital fund that backs different forms of supply chain technology. Agility, known for its digit bipedal humanoid warehouse robot, was raising $400 million in new funding earlier this year, according to reports. Last year, Amazon hired 3 of the founders from Covariant, a Bay Area startup that develops AI for advanced warehouse robotics systems. Yeah, so there it is. They're talking about it there. Bezos Expeditions previously joined a $400 million funding round for Physical Intelligence, a robot startup in San Fran that is also backed by OpenAI. Field AI is led by veterans in robotic AI from DeepMind, Google Brain, Tesla Autopilot, NSA, JPL, SpaceX, ZooX, Cruise, Amazon, DARPA, Try, and others. So basically all the big players. With a deep understanding of the resilience and robustness required to deploy robotic AI in complex real-world conditions, we have taken a fundamentally different approach. Founder CEO Ali Agha said in a statement, rather than attempting to shoehorn large language and vision models into robotics, only to address their hallucinations and limitations as an afterthought, we have designed intrinsically risk-aware architectures from the ground up. There you have it. So basically, they're still trying to figure out ways to make everything work together properly. There you have it. And they're investing a lot of money to make it happen. All the big players are in on it. What do we got here? Study links child sextortion to scam compounds. In Cambodia and region officials calls it baseless. Oh, shit. Let's not read that. That's more like cybersecurity stuff. Nearly 1 million records, including identical documents and health data exposed in medical marijuana. Marijuana data breach. Cybersecurity researcher Jeremiah Fowler discovered and reported to website Planet that an unencrypted and non-password protected database that contained 957,434 records. The database belongs to an Ohio-based organization that helps individuals obtain physician-certified medical marijuana cards. The database helped PII? Driver's licenses, medical records, documents containing SSNs. So basically a bunch of personal records and stuff, which is not good. So they basically got their data breached, which is not good. So basically all of those have they're now open to whoever took it, right? And other internally potentially sensitive information. Ohio Medical Alliance, LLC, Medical Health, Ohio, USA, United States, multiple states. Yeah, that's a lot of records. Ouch. Identification documents that include names, database, date of birth, social security numbers, physical addresses, intake and evaluation documents, yeah. Targeted phishing attacks to obtain that could potentially be used to identify theft or financial fraud, yes. Especially when they have social security numbers. Because now they're going to start trying to use those social security numbers and trying to get into programs and stuff like that. The publicly exposed databases were not password protected or encrypted and contained 957,434 records with a total size of 323 gigabytes. In a limited sampling of the exposed records, I saw documents that included high-resolution images of driver's license or identification documents that contained names, physical addresses, blah, blah, blah. Damn, that's rough. Driver's license, too. These medical documents indicate that patient's diagnosis and the reason they were seeking to be prescribed medical marijuana. The majority of files I saw in the two databases were in PDF, JPEG, PNG formats. One CSV document named Staff Comments contained a large amount of internal communication notes about clients, appointment status, or personal situations. That document also contained an estimated 210,620 emails addresses of clients and internal employees or business partners. Ooh, that's not. Yeah, they're gonna try and go for the business partners. Information from the internal files suggests that the records belong to an Ohio-based company called Ohio Medical. Yeah, we are. Operating under the brand Ohio Marijuana Card. The company is in telemedicine and is an in-person provider that helps clients obtain physician-certified medical marijuana cards. Marijuana, sorry. OMA, sorry. Facilitates, sorry, evaluations for a wide range of qualifying health conditions through state licensed doctors. I immediately sent a responsible disclosure notice to OMA, and the database was restricted from the public access the following day and no longer accessible. I did not receive any reply to my responsible disclosure notice. Although the records appear to belong to OMA, it is not known if the database was owned and managed directly by them or by the third-party contract. It is also not known how long the database was exposed before I discovered it, or if anyone else may have gained access to it. Only on internal forensic audit could identify additional access to potential suspicious activity. According to the website, OMA has helped over 330,000 patients nationwide access medical marijuana. The company operates clinics in Ohio, Arkansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Virginia, West Virginia. OMA operates multiple websites and performs evaluations for $198 each. According to the site's privacy statement, OMA claims that all patient information is kept confidential in their HIPAA complaint file storage system. The publicly exposed records could potentially create serious privacy and security risks in the wrong hands. Potential intake forms and medical history records often contain detailed personal health information that can be used to impersonate patients. Correct. Information regarding sensitive medical conditions could potentially be exploited for harassment or possible extortion attempts. Moreover, I mean, you already saw people trying to use like the Brad Pitt AI, right? They're trying to impersonate famous people and then ask for aid for their medical bills. That's a scam. Moreover, medical records release authorizations could potentially be used to gain unauthorized access to additional healthcare data. Increase the risk of eroding personal medical privacy. Physician certification forms and any document that contains social security numbers or tax IDs is in plain text, when combined with the identification document, could increase the possible risks for identity theft or financial fraud. The exposure of driver's license and other forms of ID could be used for identity fraud or for creating fake accounts that require identification. As of 2025 in the United States, marijuana is legal in 40 of 50 states of medical use, and in 24 states for recreational use, but remains illegal under federal law. And apparently Trump is trying to, well, who knows if they're trying to do it. Apparently they're trying to reverse the legality of this, but we'll see. Given the potential stigma, medical marijuana use is something that many people would want to remain private, correct? Another concern is the exposure of mental health data that clients share with providers, assuming it would remain confidential. Among the exposed documents, I saw a large number of evaluations that summarized PTSD, anxiety, and other mental health conditions. Mental health is a deeply private issue, correct? And yeah, basically, people don't want to tell people. Could be stigmatized by employers, friends, correct, or family if that information were to ever be publicly exposed, correct. Generally, mental health evaluations and medical records are protected under the Health Insurance Probability Accountability Act, HIPAA. The law requires strict privacy and security standards for the handling, storage, and sharing of protected health information by healthcare providers, clinics, and in some cases, medical marijuana businesses when they qualify as HIPAA-covered entities. There are mixed messages regarding HIPAA coverage and the medical cannabis industry, but when individuals, employees of HIPAA-covered entities across PHI, they are subject to HIPAA's privacy and security rules. My advice to anyone who believes their personal or health information may have been exposed in any data breach, it is important to take necessary steps to protect your data and identity. Monitoring credit reports can help identify any new accounts or suspicious activity. There are a range of companies that offer credit monitoring services and can send notifications and alerts each time a new account is open. Identifying and detecting fraud early can help limit the potential damage of identity theft. Consider placing a fraud alert on your credit reports, or even freezing a credit profile to prevent new accounts from being opened. It is also a good idea to change any passwords for accounts that may be linked to a data incident. For data breaches that expose SSNs, the Federal Trade Commission recommends reporting to the identitytheft.gov. I'm not saying or claiming that OMA's clients are at risk of any type of fraud or identity theft. I'm only providing hypothetical scenarios to illustrate how criminals could potentially exploit this type of information. Correct. Right? If you're actually in hot waters with your some kind of data breach, right? You can obviously find some resources to this. Anyways, companies and organizations that collect and store potentially sensitive documents like patient information and health data should take additional security measures to prevent unauthorized access and accidental data exposures. Images and PDF files can be password protected to add a minimal additional layer of security. The best method to protect sensitive documents is to use encryption to make them non-human readable. This way, if data is ever exposed, it would be extremely difficult to decrypt. I would also recommend that companies do not store all data in one place and isolate records that are not in active use. Role-based permissions and time-restricted access to sensitive files can limit external exposures and lower the risk of an insider attack or insider data breach. Conducting routine security audits and penetration testing can also help identify misconfigured firewalls or detect if a database is publicly accessible. Finally, make sure the individuals working with sensitive data have proper training on important topics like data privacy, data protection, and phishing awareness. I employ No Wrongdoing by Ohio Medical Alliance, LLC, OMA, operating under the brand Ohio Marijuana Card, or its employees, agents, contractors, affiliates, and related entities. Basically, he's saying, I do not work with these people. I am someone from, I'm a third party, basically. I do not, he has no claims to being an employee, he's just looking into the matter, I do not claim that any internal employee, customer, or user data was ever at an imminent risk. The hypothetical data risk scenarios I have presented in this report are strictly and exclusively for educational purposes, and I do not reflect, suggest, or imply any actual compromise of data integrity. It should not be construed as a reflection or commentary on any organization's specific practices, systems, or security measures. Why? Because everyone has their own, they have their own, basically, practices, systems, or security measures. Every company has their own. There's no standard or general, security, all companies do a different style. As an ethical security researcher, I do not download, retain, or share any data I discover. I only take a limited number of screenshots when necessary and solely for verification and documentation purposes. I do not engage in any activities beyond identifying security vulnerability and, where possible, notifying the relevant parties involved. Basically, he's ethical. In a sense, he's an ethical hacker or ethical security researcher. I express and disclaim any and all liability for any and all actions that may be taken as a result of this disclosure. I publish my findings to raise awareness of issues of data security and privacy. My aim is to encourage organizations to proactively implement measures to safeguard sensitive information against unauthorized access. Website Planet stands as the premier resource for web designer, digital makers, developers, and business operating on. There you have it. Well, there you go. As he says, that is his research and take on what the possible scenarios that could have happened. There you have it. And then we have it here. Oh yeah, here's another article if you want to read that. It's the same article. All right, another data breach. UK medical investigation. Leaked a TV1 covered. Oh wait, is this a different one? Oh yeah, this is a different one. This is a UK based one. Right, the other one was Ohio. This one's UK. Got slapped. Yeah. But yeah, these people who are like breaching this data, yeah, they're trying to find they're trying to find easy people to get. And sometimes maybe specific, especially these people who have medical conditions. Right. Try to impersonate, get their social security numbers and stuff like that. They try to basically get into some of these programs and try to siphon money if they can. But yeah, as you can see. What is this? AI isn't coming for Hollywood. It's already arrived. Uh-oh. Since 2022, film and TV production in the U.S. has dropped by 40%, as Zoe Schaefer reports for Wired. Some filmmakers see AI as the solution, promising lower costs, faster production turnarounds, and ultimately more and better movies. We'll see about that. Industry skepticism remains, but the skepticism is because there's a lot of people who do stupid shit. So yeah. But a number of major Hollywood studios are already trying out the latest tools. These experiments, notes Schaefer, signal openness to the technology, but not yet a full embrace. At the center of this race is Stability AI, best known for its text-to-image model. Stable Diffusion. After a CEO shakeup, the company now counts Sean Parker, yes, the Napster guy, and James Cameron, yes, the director, among its backers. uh, oh shit. Thought I had the article. Yeah, this is. Let's read this. I'll change the. I'll change the. AI isn't coming for Hollywood. It's already here. Early winner of the generative AI wars was never collapsed, and the bet of everything on a star-studded comeback. Can Stability AI beat the competition? Wasn't thinking that Lady Gaga probably wasn't thinking that a coup would unfold in her greenhouse. Then again, she was co-hosting a party there with Sean Parker, the billionaire founder of Napster and first president of Facebook. Remember Napster? That was a long time ago. Anyways, February 2024, and the singer had invited guests to her 22.5 million oceanside estate on Malibu, marked the launch of a skincare nonprofit. One of the organization's trustees was her boyfriend, whose day job was running the Parker Foundation, and the candlelit space beside the floor-to-ceiling windows that looked out over the Pacific. Parker's people mingled with Gaga's, nibbling focaccia and brazzino, a la brace, the music from a string quartet, Grammy-winning, of course. Prem Akaraju, one of Parker's close friends and business partners, arrived in a tailored suit, his thick hair coiffed to perfection. The two men had known each other since Parker was at Facebook, and Akaraju was in, I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering his name, was in the music industry. Over the years, they tried unsuccessfully to launch a movie streaming platform together, and much more successfully had taken over a renowned visual effects company. Lately, they had been talking about starting an AI venture. That evening at Gaga's, Akaraju found himself sitting next to an investor in Stability AI, the company that launched the wildly popular text-to-image generator Stable Diffusion in 2022. Despite its early success, Stability was circling the drain. The investor recalls it was within days of not having options. He told Akaraju, you should take Stability and make it into the Hollywood-friendly AI model. Hollywood did seem to be in need of a friend since 2022. The number of films and TV shows made in the United States had dropped by 40%. Thanks to the ballooning production costs at home, competition from overseas, and long-running labor disputes everywhere, AI promised to bring the number back up by speeding production and slashing costs. Let computers automate the grunt work of translating dialogue, adding visual effects, frame by painstaking frame, and editing boom microphones out of a zillion shots. Maybe one day they could even write scripts and act. Two of the industry's biggest unions had gone on strike in part to obtain assurances that generative AI wouldn't replace union jobs in the near term. But every major studio and streaming service was racing to figure out its AI strategy, and a host of startups, Luma, Runaway, Asteria, was working on tools to pitch them. Akaraju saw the opportunity in front of him. Stability AI had the technology. It just needed that Hollywood finish. As far as he could tell, there was only one problem. Didn't that company already have a CEO? Holy shit, this is a long article. Oh, fucking Lionsgate is in it too? Shit. Yeah, there's a lot of big players in here. Oh man, this is a long article. So it seems like Lady Gaga, right, is investing. Right, it seems like a lot of companies are investing in this. Sorry, I'm just gonna skim now. Too much to read. So they're making a bunch of tools, right? Right, because from what they said, because there's a lot of issues with boom mics and editing and right putting in effects and stuff like that. Maybe you need to amplify some audio here and there, right? Stuff like that. Yeah, so basically, all the big everyone in Hollywood's trying to invest in this, and people are still scared that right, they don't want AI to take their jobs, take their jobs. Yeah, there you have it. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to read it. It's an interesting read, right? To tell you where the fucking right industry's going. And then what do we got here? IGM uncovers links between child sextortion and Southeast Asia's scam. We'll do this one because it revolves around fucking cybersecurity stuff and like online security and try to protect people online. A first of its kind study by International Justice Mission IGM, one of the world's largest anti-slavery organizations, has uncovered a disturbing likely connection between financial sextortion of children, in which sexual images of child are obtained and used to coerce the child into sending money. The Southeast Asia's notorious scam compound, so basically using the internet to facilitate blackmail and targeting young people. Compounds where trafficked individuals are forced to carry out online fraud. The findings reveal a chilling potential convergence of sexual extortion of children and human trafficking. And IGM is calling for urgent action from law enforcement, tech companies, and global governments to investigate this emerging threat. Funded by Safe Online, the study released on Tuesday identified nearly 500 global reports of child sextortion, likely linked to the Southeast Asian scam compounds, suggesting that human trafficking victims at the compounds may be coerced into running financial sextortion scams which have impacted children. These scams compounds have become a billion-dollar criminal industry, largely using cryptocurrency, pig butchering scams to lure victims around the world into losing money and, in some cases, their life savings. Now, IGM's new research suggests the scam compounds may also be contributing to the global explosion of sextortion, including of children, over the last 3 years. This research indicates a likely convergence of two dark forms of exploitation: child sextortion and human trafficking, enabled by digital performers and driven by profit. And Eric Hines, senior criminal analyst at IGM, our research provides the first clear evidence of this likely link, but to understand the true scale of this problem, there needs to be further urgent investigation into the troubling nexus by law enforcement, tech companies, and global governments. While most scam compounds appear to likely be targeting adults for financial sextortion, children are also being caught up in these schemes. Methodology and scale. IGM's research was based on a detailed analysis of cyber tipline reports categorized as online enticement of children, which includes child sextortion, submitted to the U.S. National Center of Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC, between January 2022 and August 2024. These cases were matched by IP addresses and internet connection time. See? So this is how they find you. Right? If you're doing something shady, they can get you. Right? The research found that 493 cyber tipline reports are likely linked to forced scamming locations, and 18,017 cyber tipline reports contained IP addresses used by devices in forced scamming locations, which indicates there are potentially many more than initial 493 cases identified. At least 40 locations throughout Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar associated with forced scamming were found to also have links to financial sextortion of children. And basically, those are all the countries that have some issue, turmoil. while the 493 matched cases represent like a lot of turmoil, represent a small fraction of the 118 million online enticement reports made to NCMEC globally during the study period. Limitations to available data and difficulties in identifying exact locations and devices due to shared internet infrastructure in the region means that IGM believes the true scale of the problem is far greater. This is likely just the tip of the iceberg, which is why we urgently need more data sharing, better detection tools, and stronger international cooperation to uncover the full extent of this potential crisis. And Eric Hines, despite the scale of the problem of forced scamming, thousands of people are being trafficked and abused in the compound themselves, and countless more are having their lives devastated by scams. There is very little action to shut these compounds down. Well, I mean, because they're operating internationally. Especially if you're trying to say, hey, can you get these Americans some justice? Well, I mean, they live in a different countries. It's hard. We've known for some time where many of these scam compounds are located, said Hines. Tech companies and governments must do more to stop the horrific crimes perpetuated at these compounds, especially now that children are likely being harmed. The UN or this is this is international affair now, so it's like kind of you need the international criminal courts to do something now. IGM is calling on governments and tech companies to investigate the role of scan compounds and the rise of extortion and use data matching techniques similar to those outlined in the report to identify and disrupt high-risk locations and hold those responsible to account. This includes strengthening cross-border cooperation, supporting survivors, and uncovering who is being targeted and who is orchestrating these crimes. It's also crucial that consideration is given to the fact that some involved in perpetrating extortion crimes may be victims of human trafficking and are unwilling participants participating in the scam. We could be looking at a new frontier of organized online abuse. Well, I mean, what do you mean new frontier? It's been like this for a while now. Before this, it's been like this back 10 years ago. Like what? One that involves both children and trafficking victims, said Hines. We must act swiftly to investigate further, dismantle the criminal networks behind it, protect those at risk, and ensure accountability for those enabling exploitation. Study funder Safe Online shared, Safe Online is proud to support this critical study by the International Justice Mission, which highlights the urgent need to confront the troubling links between child online sexual extortion and human trafficking, said Natalie Shoup, industry and data lead. Safe Online's grants have been at the forefront of tackling digital harms against children, and we are committed to supporting cutting-edge research such as this is to protect children in the digital world. This evidence is another tool to help government and tech companies act decisively in the face of evolving threats, and continues to echo on the need for urgent, increased investments towards collaborative solutions that keep millions of children safe online. Not only that, but you should take fucking. I believe Schlepp just made a new Schlepp made a new video for it. Roblox has this issue, right? Roblox is kind of in this same realm, right? Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to, basically, if you want to see this, Chris Hansen, right? This is literally within the same realm, right? It's just now it's through the internet, right? So Roblox is just Roblox is just a part of the whole, right? Just a small part of the whole thing, right? It's part of a whole big operation that some of these guys are running. It's a big ass criminal organization. They do fucking shady shit. There you have it. But yeah, I will leave a link and to this video if you want. Go watch it. It's I still need to watch it. I might watch it on stream. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, there you have it. If you want, all the sources I have are all online. You can get them easily. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, yeah, all that jazz. If you want to, figure out some more stuff. There might be more shit that comes out of these things too. Because this is just, I mean, this has been happening for over a decade now. See where this goes.